In less than a month, the year 2022 will officially be over. So let's ask a question absolutely nobody is gonna ask. Should you play Fallout 76 in 2023? How far has Fallout 76 come since launch? Well, you would hope it's come a long way considering launch was 4 years ago, and I truly believe that the answer is a very long way. Yes, it's had its issues, but it's also had its good moments. So the short answer is, absolutely, you should play Fallout 76 in 2023, and here are some of the reasons as to why I think you should. The content variety. It's come a long way since launch as far as making the world feel less empty. In the beginning, the premise for the game was real players will make the world feel lively, but I don't know how they thought that was going to be possible with the size of the map and only having 24 player lobbies. The wasteland feels full, you walk around and something will hit you in the face. Whether it's an old man chopping wood who talks about the old days, or a robot that needs repairing but can't do it himself, so you help and he rewards you. As a new player, this is the best time to start the game. The community. This is personally my favorite aspect of the game itself. I've met hundreds of great like-minded individuals looking to spread nothing but love, positivity, and have a great time playing some freaking Fallout, man. Killing some Deathclaws, and potentially throwing back some White Claws. I personally can instantly think of one of those kinds of guys. His name was Troy, and he helped me make one of my best performing videos to date. Not because he got anything out of it, but because he was a good dude. And most of the people on this game are too. If you're a newer player, you're most likely going to have quite a few people dropping you tons of ammo and other free items to help your wasteland adventure, just because that's the kind of people playing this game. I've met a bunch of nice old timers who share their stories of the OG Fallouts and other crazy stories. It's a warm, loving community. Obviously, every community has its trolls and mean people, but the good outweigh the bad by far in this one. Currently, there are so many different items you can build in Fallout 76, like a lot. Whether it's abstract concrete art or a vast variety of useless hot tubs, you'll have plenty of things at your disposal to unleash your creativity in your camp. You can find NPCs to stay at your camp. You can tame animals and have them at your camp. You can build whatever you desire in vault shelters with the relaxed restrictions you're given, build floating items, slightly merge items, and build underground weed farm. Plus in the update, Nuka World on Tour, coming December 6th of 2022, it'll add a photo mode like floating build camera to your camp. You'll be able to disconnect from your body and float around and build without worrying about falling off edges, fighting with weird angles, and build in hard to reach areas. Now, the game was still created by Bethesda, and what comes with that is a rather goofy and pretty much a glitch fest of tomfoolery. And before I get into the cons, this is not me hating on the game. Fallout is my favorite game franchise of all time, and I love Bethesda as a whole. And I love this game. These are just things that you need to know going in, so here are a few draws that still hold the game back, that I think you should know before deciding to buy or pick up the game entirely. The point of the game and most of the storylines and the whole advertising for the game pre-launch was rebuild America, be the next generation, yet you don't really feel like you're doing anything that's changing the world or bettering it. The game feels a bit lackluster when it comes to actual change that you're supposed to feel. Yes, you get recognized by NPCs for completing quest line. There's no true repercussions for completing the quests, and there's no true ending to the game, which is why a Fallout online game might not really be the best, because the whole point is there should be an end, but when you're missing that, it feels a bit odd sometimes. They wrap up quest lines decently, but as soon as it's done, it feels like you never really did it. And plus, a lot of story is based on the scoreboard content, so if you miss a few seasons, you effectively missed Fallout lore and content that you can't go back 25 years from now and look at the story and lore and compare to the games of that time. They need to have like a separate solo mode that has all the canonized content so you can enjoy it for yourself at any time. Obviously, after saying that, it sounds like the game just completely lacks content entirely. That wasn't my point. I was just saying what the game is advertised to be isn't necessarily what it actually is, and that is a pretty obvious thing considering that it's Fallout 76, and you know the whole backstory about that, but it has to be said. The obvious favoritism of Fallout First. Now, I find Fallout First extremely useful, and if you use it, I understand why, but the game is intentionally more challenging for people who don't want to fork out an extra $15 a month on the game. On top of their $10 monthly live subscription, this is seen with the pay-to-win feeling you get with the infinite storage, and next update will be adding yet another advantage for Fallout First members, the ammo storage. You shouldn't feel pressured to spend money on the game. I had a guy kick me from a public team because I didn't have a tent. It's clear division between first members and people who don't want to spend the extra cash or can't. Why would someone pay $15 on a single game when Xbox offers a deal where you can play hundreds of mainstream games for free when you sub to the Game Pass. It makes zero sense. It's clear they are trying to make up for the loss and profit the game made them with the subscriptions. Fault First is lovely and adds tons of quality of life features such as the tent, and you get extra scoreboard benefits, but the game is playable without it. Not much of a connection when it comes to community and creators of the game. You're pretty much being ignored. The player base has offered fantastic ideas and ways to fix the game, but with what seems to be met with a brick wall response. They do what they want with the game, and we kind of just gotta deal with it. The game would be a lot better if they listened to the community more. It's sad to see that a once humble community is almost like turning corporate right in front of our eyes. Almost non-existent mods. Bethesda has been talking about allowing some way to have mods in the mix. They obviously are the most popular when it comes to the gaming modding communities. New Vegas, Fallout 3, and Skyrim are some of the most modded games in history, so you can say confidently that it's kind of their thing, but they seem to have just let that dream die after saying they would do it. Yes, there are some mods, but they are more like reskins of the game and kind of personal quality of life things. When I say mods, I mean, I want a freaking fat man that shoots baby Shawns. Imagine killing the Scorchbeast Queen with the future leader of the Institute. There's still quite a few bugs when it comes to regular gameplay, such as rubber banding, lag bouncing, disconnecting, server not responding a little too frequently at boss events, and FPS drops in higher foliage areas. But that is probably just my potato PC. I think it's that. Do understand that this improved massively over the years. It doesn't happen often at all, but it still does happen. Also, trading in the game is a lot more stressful and anxiety-inducing to most people than it needs to be. Just simply revamp and improve the system very similar to how other games trading systems have, such as Rocket League. But sitting these things in a single video makes them feel like 10 times the bigger issue than they actually are. The negatives you only see a lot of and understand what I mean with hundreds of hours in the game. If you just play and enjoy yourself, the game is worth it. My PC account doesn't use Fallout First, and it's added that challenge I'm missing, along with me using less powerful weapons to bring my power level down a few notches to add a little more challenge. It's refreshing, and there's plenty of ways to make the game feel fresh. Try different builds, play differently, make it worth it. You don't need that much junk in reality, you really only need like 200 of each. And whenever you need that junk, boom, just go grind for it. I find myself having to do stuff, which keeps me having to do things. But what do you guys think? Are you happy with the current state of the game? If you played since the start, do you think this is a perfect time for new players? I definitely do. If you're enjoying the content and you would like to see more, consider subscribing. It shows me what type of videos you guys like and will help me decide what kind of content to make. But that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.